जय श्री माता जी। हम सभी श्री माता जी को नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम करेंगे और बंधन लेंगे। तीन महामंत्र और श्री गणेश मंत्र। हमारा राइट हैंड हम भूमि माता पर रखेंगे और हमारा पूरा चित्त हम इड़ा नाड़ी में लाएंगे। श्री माता जी को प्रार्थना करेंगे, परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, हमारे इड़ा नाड़ी के सभी दोष, सभी बाधाएं आप भूमि तत्व में विलीन कीजिए। श्री माता जी, Please cleanse and nurture my left side. हमारा राइट हैंड हम श्री माता जी की तरफ करेंगे और लेफ्ट हैंड टुवर्ड्स द स्काई। श्री माता जी को प्रार्थना करेंगे, परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, हमारे पिंगला नाड़ी के सभी दोष, सभी बाधाएं आप आकाश तत्व में विलीन कीजिए। श्री माता जी, हमारी राइट साइड पूर्णतः शुद्ध और चैतन्यमय कीजिए। हमारा लेफ्ट हैंड हम श्री माता की तरफ करेंगे और हमारा पूरा चित्त हम सहस्त्रार पर रखेंगे। इसी स्थिति में हम श्री माता जी की अमृतवाणी सुनेंगे।
See, this kind of arrogance and rudeness comes to us because we have no sankoch. We should not say everything to everyone. We need not. Should we say everything? Say, for example, in your puja, maybe you are doing something which should not be done. I know it's wrong. Unless until absolutely wrong, I will not tell. I said gradually tell that. Because otherwise, you become like this. She tensed up. You must see Linda's face if I tell her anything. She goes into. So, you see, that sankocha, that understanding comes if you love someone and understand. Now, you have to love all the seekers of the world. They have done wrong, they have done all kinds of ego trips, they have done all kinds of mistakes, but your mother loves them and you have to love them. If they are to be corrected, I'll do that. You just don't do that way that they feel hurt. Put a sankocha. While talking to each other, educate yourself. Train yourself to say things which are sweet and nice, which will make another person feel that this person is a properly brought up person in Sahaja Yoga tradition. So we have a Sahaja Yoga tradition also, in which when we speak to each other, we have that sankocha within us of Shree Rama. And if you do not have that sankocha, you get the right heart. And that right heart is a very dangerous thing in a country like England where the climate is so bad, because it gives you a horrible thing called asthma. I'm not frightening you, but it's true. You get asthma if your right heart is gone. Not necessarily that asthma all comes from only right heart, it can also come from center heart. But you get right heart, you definitely get asthma. So the attitude, you see, like your father. I've heard people talking to father also in such a funny way. You can't talk to your father like that. They talk to me also very rudely. I mean, I've seen people, Sahaja Yogis, shockingly sometimes, on a very mundane level, or you can say on a very unprotocolish way, you get you into right heart. So this sankoch one has to learn. The maryada means the boundaries of your relationships. You see, we love each other doesn't mean that we go on aggressing others' privacies. To what extent you love each other doesn't mean that you go in such a way that you try to transgress all the beauties and all the privacies of another person. See, somebody walks into the bedroom, that is not the way Sahaja Yoga. I need not tell, but you must knock if you have to. And knock at a time when you need it. All the time to knock or to hang on to someone all the time is not wrong. Sankocha is a complete cultural stuff. So we have a cultural tradition which we have to learn from Shree. He is known for his sankocha every time. How to say this? I cannot say. We have this very much ingrained within us. The children are to be educated in that way, and once they are educated that way, they will learn the sankocha. And that will give them a proper understanding of social life. Like you now see, this light is here. If you put your finger to it, it might burn and you may remove your finger. But if you are with another person, and if you try to take liberties with that person, a day may come when that person will misbehave or will harm you or do something to you. But still you will not realize it is because you have no sankoch it has happened. So this sankoch has to be worked out very beautifully in every way. In thanksgiving, in accepting somebody's gratitude, in expressing your love to another person in a way that is a sankoch. Now, Shree Rama is known for his boundaries. He doesn't cross the limit. The other day I told you about food, that you don't cross the boundaries of food, like being compassionate to the bugs and to the mosquitoes. You see, in the same way, in everything, discretion of the heart should be there. Now, there is no word for discretion of the heart in English language, which is maryada. Discretion of the heart. Is to understand, say example, if you are rude to your father, what do you gain? You gain nothing. But if you are humble, you might gain over. With your father, all right. Even if he is a bad man. Because what happens in reaction, if you say psychologically, supposing you are a son of a father who is doing something wrong and you are obedient to him, he will always have a fear that he will lose you if you fall in your ideas. So by that humility, you will raise them. If you are humble, if your behavior towards your parents is like Sri Rama's, there's nothing to lose. You don't compromise in your any principles or anything. In day-to-day things, like that your father is sitting. I mean, in India, if the father is there, you won't sit down before him. You won't sit at any cost. Till he tells you 10 times, you won't sit before him. It helps, you know. Then it reacts on the father that supposing if I misbehave, my child will not respect. So the sense of respect also comes from your heart. That's only possible if you know that Maryada from your heart. How far to go? What is the need to be rude to your father? No need at all. At any cost. What is the need? Or to your husband? Or to your wife? Why say anything harsh to anyone? What is the need? What are you going to gain out of it? By saying anything harsh, I have not seen people have improved. Only when a guru is harsh, or the mother or father are harsh to the children, it helps. Nowhere else it helps. In common relationships, like brothers, sisters, it does not, and higher and lower. The lower person have to bear the harshness of elders if they want to improve. There's nothing. After all, they are not going to throttle you. Supposing even if you say something bad to you, doesn't matter. All right. You try to, and there what one has to remember what Christ has said, that you must put another cheek. So use the heart's discretion, how far to go to a person. In the effect of it, you will be a very, very powerful person. In your family, in Sahaja Yoga, anywhere. Those people who are obedient to me are very powerful Sahaja Yogas. You know that. And those who are not go down very fast. I try to save them by everything. But I've seen those who are disobedient, who don't listen to me, who are rude to me, who do not understand the protocol, go down very much in surgery. Absolutely like that. In a second I find they're going hundreds of feet down. It's true. Because what is lacking in you is the discretion, the maryada, how far to go. And that's another thing we have to learn to educate ourselves. So the education of Sri Rama, as it was, I told you that he could kill a demon with one arrow. You don't have to beat them 108 times. One beating should be sufficient. But you have to be powerful people, and the power of a person increases by putting maryada. Supposing you have wheat and you just spread it, it will spread all over. Birds will come and eat it all. It will be finished. But if you put them in a sack, it will have a weight, it will have a size, it will raise in height, and it is useful. It will have respect. But the thing that is all spread all over, which has no maryada, will never be respected. Nothing works out without maryada. Even the light keeps to a maryada. You have to keep your maryadas. That is the part of our training. Say, for example, an aeroplane is there, and it is not bound by any maryadas. See, it is not bound. When it goes in the air, it will not finish. All our ideas of freedom are to be bound by maryada. If the freedom has no maryada, it is abandonment. It is nonsense. It is not going to help us. So we have to create out of Sahaja Yogis great politicians. It has been predicted that if Sahaja Yoga does not spread, then Third World War is inevitable. People will suffer a lot with Third World War. It is possible to avoid it if people take to Sahaja Yoga in a big number. But if they do not, there will be a Third World War. And the effects of that will harm people so much that ultimately it is the Sahaja Yogis who will be called for a conference and not the diplomats. The Sahaja Yogis will be consulted and they will decide what is to be done for the world, and they will become the rulers of tomorrow's world. So we must have full idea how to be rulers like Sri Ram. we have to go too far with ourselves, to training up ourselves, educating ourselves, getting rid of our egos, and understanding that we have to grow. It's a very big task, it's a great task, and sometimes you might think, how can mother expect us to do it? But I think you are the people who are chosen for it, and you have to get to it and work it out. So we have to train up ourselves to be first good rulers of ourselves and the rulers of others. First we must learn to rule ourselves. You see, here in this body only you learn how to rule yourself. Comfort, if you get fond of comfort, make your body work it out that there is no comfort needed. If your body indulges into too much eating or anything, make your body learn that it's not good to indulge into. If you speak too much, talk too much, if you are rude, just say that I'm not going to say a word from morning till evening. Take to Mona. So the tapa is the penance time is now ahead of us. With that penance, the greatest thing that is going to help you is to go and talk of Sahaja Yoga, give the message of my advent, and also talk about how the transformation, the blossom time has come. This you have to do, plus you have to learn how to rule yourself and then how to rule others through your heart, not through your mind. You have to rule through your hearts by learning all the qualities of the heart which I have told you. I must congratulate you for the article you have written on blossom time. I've gone through it, I've really enjoyed it thoroughly. It's done very well, may God bless you. And I think it will have a good... I'm surprised how they have published it. Have they changed in their mind or what happened? It's amazing. Have you seen that article? It's great. Come along, come forward. And thank you very much for the nice creepers you have sent me. Marie, they are so beautiful. You see, they still are under the shock, you see, because I removed them from your gentle care to mine. And mine is a little sort of flippant one now. But today we tried to do some justice to them. I'm sure we gave them a bandhan. Mean you want to be more intelligent?
No, to get rid of the rubbish, Mother.
Rubbish that is in the head. See, the best one in Sanskrit is said is yan neti neti vachaner nigomo abochus. Means you go on telling your mind, this is not, this is not, this is not. Any thought that comes to your mind, you go on telling, this is not the thought. Not this, not this, not this. Then the inspiration starts coming. You see, what I feel, people are not inspired. They have got fear on one side. Suddenly you do something to them, they go into a fear, a trauma. Or else, if you try to be good to them, they go into an ego trip. So to stay in the center, what you have to do is to go on saying, not this thought and not this thought. Then you will be a deep surgeon. Best is this, because intellect is nothing, so-called intellect. Only God has intelligence, nobody has. To be very frank. It's a big joke, isn't it? But it is. Everyone thinks they are intelligent, but they are not, they are stupid. You see, all stupidity is considered as intelligence these days. For example, cunningness. It never pays you dividends. What is intellect? Is the only understanding of intellect as Adi Shankaracharya put it, na yoga na sankhya. All these things are good for nothing. Only service to your mother is the best. Ask your intellect, is it serving my mother? Intellect will tell you, the so-called intellect of human beings, to cheat yourself. It cheats. It gives you escapes. It cheats. All the time the intellect is working by saying, oh, this may be good, that may be good. You see, but the real good it never sees. It's a trick of the ego. Trick of the ego. It's a choices. Ego likes choices, you see. So, this is good, this is bad, this I don't like, this. All I business should be given up and say that not this, not this, not. We should come. We, not I. Now you are not anymore I's, you are we. That's how the intellect will go away. Because this intellect has gathered all kind of nonsense and it doesn't exist. That's the biggest Maya. It doesn't exist. There is no intelligence at all. What is the intelligence? It's just to understand that there is nothing like his intellect. There are nothing. You see, to explain his intellect would be something like explaining human civilization to an ant. Even that is easier. It's like that. His intellect. And it's so innocent, so simple. I mean, anybody is amazed. How can that? So the most intelligent person is the one who knows that our intellect is just an ego trip. This is the sign of pure intelligence. This is the sign of pure understanding that the heart is the ruler. There resides a spirit which is the most intelligent thing within us. And the inspiration of the spirit is the manifestation of the pure intellect of God. And what I told you today is the intellect of the heart. But of the brain, zero. But then what's the use of the brain? Why have brain? Why not only have heart? It could be all right. But the brain is the one which acts. Heart gives the inspiration, but the brain acts on. It's communicating. But the inspiration, the source is the heart, is the spirit. Again, connect yourself to the spirit. Intelligently, how will you explain Kundalini awakening? Leave alone Kundalini. How can you explain sprouting of the seed? Intelligently. To your intellect. Explain. Means explain why. How? Sprouting of the seed. A simple thing. Which you see 1001 times. How will you explain? Intellect is that says, I cannot explain. It is a limited thing. It's ego, nothing but ego. And once you get rid of it, then the pure intellect starts coming. You see, this Yoga Singh, you will be amazed, you see, who is just, he came to us as a bhoot, absolutely. He's so much changed, now he speaks, I tell you, he speaks like a saint. I was amazed. He speaks so well sometimes that I want to quote him sometimes, the way he speaks about something. I'm amazed how he has started talking like that. So whatever you have to say, relate it to the spirit. You will talk like saints. Relate it to spirit, not to anything else. Relate it to spirit, and you'll be amazed. He told me that there are many people in this world who are absurd. I said, how do you know? He says, because they don't want to know anything about you. I don't know why are they here and why have you created them. You see, he was a person with so many boots on his head. He is such a beautiful man, I tell you. He says, this your servant is all right, but he has to learn certain things if he has to live well. He doesn't have neatness because his mind is not neat. He has to be a cleaner person. But his mind is not clean. His heart is all right. But the mind should be clean. I was amazed at him. He's not an educated man or anything. Just an ordinary person. But they start talking like prophets. I think you better read some of the prophets. You will also start talking like them. You read Kabir, Khalil Gibran, all these people. What is plague? He was a prophet too. You can talk like him. Why not? He talked to his spirit, isn't it? Pure intelligence. Then you became Sri Rama, if you can do that. So today is a great day. I'm happy you could come, and it has worked out so well that I was going to come here and talk about Sri Ram. I wish you all that you follow him up. Respect yourself. And it's your responsibility to be good, to be like, to work it out that way. May God bless you.
जय श्री माता जी। हम सभी श्री माता जी को आभार प्रकट करेंगे। श्री माता जी, आपने हम सभी से आज का ये ध्यान करवा के लिया, इसलिए हम कोटि कोटि आभार किया। हम सभी श्री माता जी को नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम करेंगे और वंदन करेंगे। जय श्री माता जी।